My mother-in-law called CPS on me so she could take my kids, so I sent her to the one place where her words mean nothing. After my husband died in a car accident 6 months ago, his mother Carol showed up at my house with a measuring tape and started talking about necessary changes to help me raise my kids properly. The first incident happened 3 weeks after the funeral. I was at the grocery store with my 6-year-old daughter when Carol ambushed us in the cereal aisle. Before I could react, she grabbed my daughter's hand and loudly announced to nearby shoppers that I was too consumed by grief to feed the children properly. She pulled out her phone and started taking photos of my cart while telling everyone I only bought processed foods. My daughter started crying as Carol knelt down and said, "Don't worry, sweetie. Grandma will make sure you eat real food soon." Security had to escort her out while she shouted about calling her lawyer. The second incident was worse. Carol showed up at my son's school and convinced the secretary she had permission to observe his class. By the time the school called me, she had already told his teacher I was having mental health episodes and suggested the school should document any concerns. She left before I arrived, but not before giving the principal her lawyer's business card, just in case. Everything changed on a random Monday morning when I heard knocking at my door. I was still in my pajamas making breakfast and assumed it was a package delivery. But when I opened the door, 2 people in business clothes stood there with clipboards and serious expressions. One of them said, "We are from Child Protective Services. We've received some concerning allegations." My stomach dropped. The workers explained they had received allegations about neglect, improper supervision, and concerns about my mental state following my husband's death. I knew it had to be Carol. She was the only one capable of this. My kids were terrified as strangers walked through our home opening cabinets and checking their rooms. My daughter clung to my leg sobbing while my son kept asking if they were going to take them away. The workers found nothing wrong but warned they would need to follow up. As they left, one mentioned the caller had been very detailed and persistent, basically confirming my suspicions. That night, I couldn't eat or sleep. My babies had nightmares about being taken away. I kept checking the locks and jumping at every sound, and it was all thanks to Carol. This woman who held my hand at my husband's funeral was now weaponizing the system meant to protect children to steal mine. She was trying to orphan them twice. That's when something inside me shifted from grief to pure protective rage. I installed a comprehensive security system the very next day, with cameras pointed towards every corner of the house, especially my kids' room. Then I called Carol, pretended like I didn't know it was her, and acted super worried about the CPS visit that had just happened. She faked concern and offered to look after the kids, but I refused. And then I told her, the kids are still scared, so I'm taking them to watch a movie on Saturday. I knew Carol would use that information to do something, but little did I know, she was about to surpass every expectation. Saturday came, and I left with the kids as planned. 20 minutes into the movie, my phone buzzed with a motion alert from the cameras. I opened the app and watched Carol use her spare key from when my husband was alive to enter my house. She went straight to the kids' rooms and started packing their clothes into suitcases she had brought. The camera in my daughter's room showed her emptying the dresser drawers, and the one in my son's room caught her taking his favorite stuffed animals. She then went to my home office where another camera recorded her going through my filing cabinet and taking their birth certificates and passports. She even grabbed their medical records. I called 911 immediately and whispered, "Someone broke into my house and is stealing my children's belongings." Carol was carrying another suitcase when the police pulled up. "What are you doing here?" the officer asked. Carol's face went white, then red. "I'm their grandmother. I have every right to be here. Their mother is unstable. She can't take care of them properly. Their father would want them with me." The officers just shook their heads and cuffed her for breaking and entering while she kept screaming, "You don't understand. I'm saving them. She's going to ruin their lives." She stayed in the jail cell right up until the trial because no one in her life paid for her bail. I guess that just shows what type of person she is. When the trial finally happened, Carol sobbed so hard the judge had to tell her to quiet down twice. She wailed with mascara streaming down her face. "My son would have wanted them raised right. She's not fit to be their mother." Her lawyer tried to argue she was grief-stricken, but the prosecutor presented the security footage I'd captured. The judge saw right through her act. Between breaking and entering, attempted kidnapping, and conspiracy charges, Carol got 15 years prison. Carol writes me letters from prison begging to see photos of the kids, but I mark them all returned to sender.